We live? Are we live? We're live. People, deluded, I'm back again. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Good afternoon to those of you in the UK. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on who you are, wherever you are. Please make sure you hit the like button. As you all could probably see, Ben White apparently is that much closer to confirming a move to Arsenal. And I know a lot of you in the comments, because I can see it, You've all got your words. Some are saying it's money well spent. Some are happy we've just signed the centre half. Some of you are unhappy with it. It is what it is. Reality is whatever you guys expect or whatever you guys have to say, the man is signing. That being said, make sure you hit the like button and get your opinions in on Ben White. I'll get into them in a second. But I think with this news, I think you lot just want to get down to the specifics. So I'm not going to do exactly what I typically do. And, get the comments in. I'll greet you lot in a sec, but no waffling at the start. I'm going to just dive straight into the information. So if you're just tuning in, you've caught it at the right time. If you're struggling, there's an issue in that regards, people. So yeah, let me share my screen. The first port of call I'm going to go with, hit the like button, is what the Athletic have said, people. Now, for aesthetic reasons, I'll click on some articles in that for you guys, but Athletic was the first people I see reporting it. So they're the ones I'm going to look at, and I'll get into my opinions on Ben White. Keep yours coming in. It is what it is, people. There was a journalist that is from like a Brighton journalist that said Arsenal have had a bid accepted and things like that. In fact, just before I quickly show that, let me actually go and bring that up for you guys as well, just because it looks a bit better to just have everything all up there and whatnot, people. We're back again. Here we go. Now, as you can see here, Mr. Aidan J. Wood, AJ Wood 16, who's a digital producer and obviously Brighton and Hove Albion correspondent and scheduler. So he's got a news. He can confirm a 50 million bid has been accepted by Brighton from Arsenal for the England defender Ben White. Expect this deal to go through now. Personal terms already agreed. Big move for Ben. So with that being said, the only thing left is a medical. Now, obviously, when a medical will take place is anyone's guess. We all know with COVID in place and COVID restrictions probably brought to highlight more with what's going on with Billy Gilmore. Obviously, people can get tests. I don't know if England will have to go out of that the people in the England team will have to go out of that bubble. I don't know how it would work for Arsenal getting media medical staff involved in that. So are we going to say this is going to be done after? You'd expect this move to progress quickly, but with it being the eve of Germany in the last 16, Ben White, who hasn't played and not been in the squad at times in the Euros, is he in the right frame of mind to be dealing with transfer business? Is this not a thing at all? I don't know. But either way, it looks like this will go ahead. So a £50 million bid has been accepted. Now, what I hope the Athletic has said, what's the specifics of that deal? Is it, when it comes to Brighton, clearly they want 50 million or more up front. Let's hope this is a good relationship between Arsenal and Brighton, and we can do what Liverpool did with another coast side town and get players. I want to see BISSOUMA. I want to see Tariq Lamptey when he comes over his injury return, people. So it is what it is, but the bid's been confirmed. The major thing for me is obviously we start pre-season soon. Hopefully he can be involved in pre-season. Obviously what happens with the Euros is anybody's guess and the scheduling. But that's what Mr. Aidan J. Wood has said, people. Away from that, Arsenal are moving closer to reaching an agreement with Brighton and Hove Albion to sign England defender Ben White in a potential transfer anticipated to be worth around 50 million. After seeing their initial advances for the 23-year-old centre-back rejected, the North London club are now progressing in negotiations with their fellow Premier League side, and the deal is not far off. Face-to-face talks between the parties have taken place, and their relations are known to be very strong, raising the prospect that a consensus will be found for White to become an Arsenal player. Brighton want to secure a guaranteed fee in the region of 50 million, while Arsenal are currently understood to be proposing a package of roughly 45 million plus another 5 million add-ons. So there's 45 million up front. One may say, how have you found money for what critics might say? It's not that he's not a proven Premier League talent, but you can't convincingly say he's one of the best Premier League defenders or he's a significant upgrade on what we have already. I think he kind of is, and I think we're looking at what the player can be, but people might say, where was the money available for other things? This might be a bit of mismanagement. Right now, I can't lie, it's a masterstroke from Brighton, because again, it shows Premier League teams paying on their terms. They want 45 up front. They don't want 25 now, 20 now, 20 million, but I need to go and ask my cousin who's got a 5 for me, and then someone owes me a tenner. They don't want none of that. They want what they want, and obviously it's negotiation, so a middle ground has to be found, people. So 45 up front's a bit excessive, and 5 million in add-ons, you know, it's a bit excessive. It puts a lot of pressure on White. I'm going to say this before I forget, people. If we are signing Ben White, this is another example of Arteta needing to coach, because he's not the finished article. He's going to live or die by this price tag. We need a centre-half, and we wanted someone. Whether he significantly improves Arsenal's defence is another thing. But for me, he joins us, and we're going to need him to. And at some point, you're probably going to see what typically happens is that they come in, they excel, and then they fall off a cliff. So you're getting this young man in. How are you going to take him to the next level? Because as I said with another live stream, it's not evident as an Arsenal fan what you've done with Gabriel, what you're doing with Martinelli, how you're going to improve Saka. You know, Balogun signed a new deal. How are you going to make him a player of tomorrow? You know, all of these guys, potential is one thing. It's about helping them realize it. You know, so for Arteta, you've got your man. I hope, you know, at 23 years of age, you see he's not the finished article, and you know how to develop him. I hope he fits into whatever system you're trying to do as well. I don't mind Ben White. I think 50 million is excessive. Yes, I would have probably went with the numerous names we could sit here and come up with, but I don't mind it because he's 23. He's on the cusp of the England squad. Hopefully he can improve to be a regular. Obviously, I don't like to be that sort of guy, but he does know the league. He is English. You know, all of that English heart and all of that jazz plays a part. Young, so he's 23. Hopefully, it's Saliba, whether he goes out on loan or not, is here permanently and is an Arsenal footballer in a full-time capacity. So you have a Ben White, a Saliba, a Gabriel. There's three good options there, and you know, hopefully Ben White can become a full England international. That's only going to become with improving and things. So yeah, clearly a fee's been close to an agree. Obviously, a 50 million bid's been agreed. The Athletic are saying there's still talks to be said, so there's I's and T's to be dotted. Probably needs to do a medical. Anything less than a 5-year deal for us would be stupid. Apparently, for what it's worth, discussions continue and are likely to focus on the nature and achievability of those bonus payments, as well as the structure of the transaction. Personal terms should not be a problem. And like you saw here, you know, there's a bit of one party is saying Arsenal and Brighton still to agree certain things, but personal terms are not a problem. One party is saying a bid's been accepted and personal terms already agreed. So there's a bit of loggerheads, and there's still clearly significant progress has been made, but there's still a long way to go in that regard. So apparently there's been interest in White from other suitors, but most of them are under the impression that he is joining Arsenal. No rival offers are believed to have been received by Brighton so far. So you've heard Liverpool, United, all these teams are interested. As of today, allegedly, no one else has come to the forefront. So Arsenal, to a degree, had a free hit at it. We all know he's played in warm-up matches against Romania and Austria, has not played in the tournament. He was released by Southampton, signed by Brighton. And I always mention, you know, I remember this loan spell at Newport. He's been around the blocks and obviously significantly learned from Bielsa. You've seen him put in a shift at right back. You've seen him play at centre-half. You've seen him play in defensive mid. For me, that's where I don't want the lines to be blurred, because you could see how it goes wrong. For me, you've signed him at 23. Can you look at him and say significantly better than any of the options we have at Arsenal? Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. How do you dot T's? Clearly, I meant to say dotting I's and crossing T's. I made a mistake. It's unfortunate, people. I mean, honest football fan, you know, you must be fun at parties. You know, you must be very fun. But moving away from the virgins and carrying on with sane people who understand people make mistakes and actually have a life, you know, please open up another tab and go on Pornhub, because I think you're on the wrong thing. I'm a chocolate darling, but it's not one of them ones there. But moving on with the same people in this live chat, 300 odd hit the like button. As I was saying, this is why I don't want the lines to get blurred, because I like it. Is it the first choice? No, but I like it, people. I like the ability to be 23. You know, he fits in young and hungry with the other boys. You know, if you get him in, and in an ideal world, Arteta fixes everything that needs to be fixed, we could set a new mentality at this club with, you know, Ben White, Tierney, Smith Rowe, Saka, Gabriel, by God's grace, Saliba, you know, Balogun hopefully can prove a point. My point being, you know, late teens to early and mid 20s, these guys, leaders of the old school, you know, leaders of the new school and not the old school anymore. People that can start a new mentality, because we've tried that now. We've had several of these players have played under a couple of different managers, better yet, and it ain't succeeded. So it's what it is. But my key part is you're going to sign him. make sure there's a system for him to go into, because you see it with all our new signings, Gabriel, Partey, you know, they excel for a second and we revert to type because there's no system. So know how he's tying into your defense. Know how much of a puzzle he pieces, you know. So what? That's Gabriel and White first choice, Tierney left back. Who the hell is right back? You know, so there's that. Make sure you know how you're going to improve him. At 23, he's not the finished article. How are you going to make him one of the best in the Premier League? I'm sure he wouldn't sign for this club if he didn't feel playing for Arsenal and these things couldn't help him realize his sporting ambitions. As rubbish as we are, we do win FA Cups, and he wouldn't sign here if he didn't feel this couldn't boost his England chances or solidifying himself in the England squad. So you've got to show why that there's that. And obviously his adaptability is great. I've seen him play fullback for Brighton well. I've seen him play in midfield, and I've seen him play centre half. And you know, I don't want the lines to get blurred because, you know, sadly, we have to play Saka all over the place more time. You know, if he's coming into this club, let him be a centre half. Of course, there's going to be times where he may have to fill in that right back in. We might as well entertain him in midfield. I don't mind it. Now, obviously, that means decisions have to be made at centre half as well, people, because you can't have Gabriel, Holding, Chambers, Ben White, Saliba. I'm probably missing out one. There's about 6-7 defenders on the Marie. There's bare of them. So you'd imagine, you know, Ben White and Holding, I think, could be it. I do expect to see Holding, Chambers, and Ben White all in the same lineup that at a point. I don't mind Ben White as well. Like I said, his adaptability, he gets it. There's scope to improve and whatnot. I'm all for it. But I look at our defensive options now. You've got Holding, who's slightly, apart from Marie, probably the most experienced. Gabriel is the best for me, but he's a bit, you know, rough around several edges. Saliba, he's probably going to go out on loan now. So Holding, Gabriel, Saliba, White, Chambers, Marie, and I'm probably now missing out another one. You'd imagine at least one has to get shaved. So I do think he's looking at it. Marie will be a squad player. Saliba go out and get games. Ideally, Saliba, Ben White, and Gabriel, you lot are fighting it out, you know, for who starts and all of those sort of things. But we'll have to see. Ideally, I did want to see somebody maybe for less money. That's 25, 26. That's a bit more experienced and been around the block in comparison to Saliba, assuming he stays, and obviously Ben White. But we'll have to see, man. It looks like this has to happen, man. But we'll have to see. It seems like, you know, there is a bit of an English premium, but one might wonder, is there a reason nobody's going for him really? And it seems to just be us. But again, it's all about the system for me. But yeah, it looks like we're making progress in relation to Ben White. And if we look at some other articles, people, Arsenal near 50 million Ben White transfer as Mikel Arteta picks England ace over Jules Koundé. I mean, Jules Koundé, you heard he wants Champions League and things like that, and I would have rather Jules, but I'm happy with Ben White. To reiterate, people, Arsenal are close to landing their first summer signing after reaching an agreement with Brighton and Hove Albion over Ben White. The Gunners are still in negotiations with Brighton, but are reportedly closing in on a deal worth 50 million for the England defender. Mikel Arteta has been desperate to bolster his squad, as you lot know. White has emerged as a priority target for the club this month after his strong season for the Seagulls was rewarded with a call-up to Gareth Southgate's England squad for the Euros. Arsenal reportedly had a 40 million bid rejected for the 23-year-old centre-back, but have since returned with an improved offer. So they're just relaying the same thing, people. Apparently, all that remains to be agreed are the minor details of a bonus payments and the nitty-gritty of a transfer fee, dotting I's and crossing T's. You know, so we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. And yeah, man, what is you lot's opinions on Ben White and all of these sort of things? Again, he's perfect for the system because he can play free at the back. That's one thing. You know, he's young. He fits the system. He fits being a leader of the new school. He's English. You know, he can play in a couple of roles. He can play in a 4-3-3. He can play in a free at the back. You know, he's played under Bielsa. So like Seaman said earlier, David Seaman, fitness shouldn't be a problem. My point is now, you've signed a man. How are we going to make him better? Because I'm sure he's full of life, signing for Arsenal. He's happy, he's excited and things. But okay, you're down to business. Suddenly he looks to the left and the right and he sees Saka, who's probably been, you know, agent Saka, amazing on the field the last couple of days, but agent Saka and briefing his soon-to-be teammate. But it's about the mentality. When he looks to his left and right, who is going to reflect what Arsenal is about? You know, I don't mind it because it helps us. But again, how are we going to make him improve? Because at 23 years of age, many people would sit there and say, not that he's not worth 50 million, but could Arsenal have spent that 50 million better? Could Arsenal have got more value for money? Can you say he's significantly better than what we've brought in? Because people might sit there and say it's another year, another centre half. I don't think any of these things are true, but I have a duty to mention them. I don't, you know, what we can do is if we have a plan, just make this 50 million look small. I'm by no means comparing him to Van Dijk, but a lot of people and their nan had something to say about Virgil van Dijk when he signed for big money at Liverpool. It doesn't matter because he's played well. So, and that's for numerous reasons. One, because of his quality and how he's improving as a player, how he's improved Liverpool because it's money well spent, and Klopp and Liverpool can justify it. They improved their system defensively. If you remember, before they brought in Van Dijk and Alisson, they actually improved defensively in terms of coaching, and then them guys have just raised it up a level. So we'll have to see. Obviously, is this a statement of intent from Arsenal? Because many people say, with respect to Ben White, if you got 50 million for Ben White, where, like I just said, you don't know if he's significantly better in them sort of things there, surely we're going to spend money now, you know, because many people would say, Arsenal, we probably have to go to other leagues because we don't necessarily have the money to go toe-to-toe for these sort of individuals, if that makes sense, and fight for them, definitely when they're housed at Premier League rivals in that. So, good statement, man. Hopefully we've had some indirect talks or some little banter has flown between the parties, and, you know, how much for Bissouma and Lamptey then? Throw them in then, you know. Thought we missed a trick. Maybe we could have loaned someone else out or done something there, but I don't mind this signing. I'm all for it. But like I said, it's a good signing, and I want it to reflect the manager, young, innovative, and hungry. Like I said, Ben White, you know, you've got Ben White, Smith Rowe, Saka, Gabriel, Tini, Saliba, by God's grace. There's a good platform to build upon, people. So let's see what happens in that regards. But yeah, let me get you lots of opinions in. Sorry, I don't know what the title of this will be. Could we have spent 50 mil better? Will we now spend more money? What was the other thing I said there, people? I said something else, Wavy. Will we have more money to spend? Will we now spend more money? How will you improve him? Just getting the inspiration, feeling, people. So that's that in relation to Ben White. Let me just call it something, joining Arsenal. So that's that in relation to Ben White. You know, obviously, you know, technically you haven't heard anything in terms of outgoing, so something needs to happen. You know, to be fair, Medley, I don't know what's going on with Clark and Ballard. Ballard probably got out on loan. Clark, I don't know, but you've seen McGuinness and Medley leave. Mavropanos looks like he's completing a move away, so there is going to be progress. You know, we need to sit down and find something to do about Saliba, because as you lot can imagine, people, all you're going to see now is Saliba. As you've already seen, and Saliba rumors are just going to intensify. What is going to happen with that guy? To be fair with you, 2 weeks ago, 50 million was placed on it. So we have paid it. As much as I get onto the club, we always say the club haggles and all of these sort of things. It's nice to see money's been well spent, really. Let me see what this guy is saying now. And to be fair, apparently, you know, as you lot can see here, Brighton apparently want Eddie Nketiah. So I think we missed a trick there. Or are we going to start negotiating Eddie Nketiah for Eddie Nketiah for Bissouma? Because like you could see here, people, Brighton are among the clubs interested in a move for the Arsenal striker. Nketiah is understood to be on Albion's attacking shortlist and could be used as part of a move that could see Bissouma go the other way plus money. That was in May, on the 25th of May, people. And again, I don't want to miss this one. So what should we say for minute 16? Go get Bissouma as well, man. Use Eddie as bait, I guess. But yeah, man, I guess, yeah, like surely this could, you know, like I said at the start, this could be good business. Like I want to, Brighton, we're not Liverpool, but and you're not Southampton in that regards, being respectful and all, but surely this could be a start of something, you know. Don't want to count my chickens before it's hatched and before I've actually seen the guy holding an Arsenal shirt, folks. But you know, it starts with Ben White. Hopefully it ends with Bissouma and Tariq Lamptey and any other talented player. So, you know, like I said, hopefully the indirect talks were happening. And this was in May. So maybe there's been some level of contact or some level of monitoring from Brighton's side on what's happening with Eddie Nketiah and us with Bissouma. This is assuming Bissouma only has Arsenal as an option and Eddie Nketiah are two things which I don't think are true. And I think there's a deal to be had, because you look at Bissouma's deal, his actual contract, there isn't long left on his deal. So hopefully this is a start to something good, man. And, you know, as much as I get on the club, is he Premier League proven or not? Or am I don't know, people. But yeah, now hopefully we can, for me, go and get the rest of the business done now. You've got Ben White. Go out and get me a right back, because you've got Ben White and Gabriel now. I'm looking at, because surely, you know, is Ben White the guy who's going to replace David Luiz? And another crucial thing is the mentality more than anything. You know, it's the mentality. David Luiz, I know David Luiz was a you know, a bit of a fire hazard and stuff, but he had mentality. I think Ben White does have mentality. He's played in the nitty gritty way before he's played Premier League. He's had to earn the right to play at Brighton and things like that. You know, but it's, you know, we're gonna have to see, man. Does Ben White replace Luiz? I guess, you know, and I have to see from his mentality. Really, as Arsenal fans, we can look at much info we want, but we're gonna have to learn a lot. We're gonna learn a lot about him. So hopefully, this means we can go out and get Bissouma. But like I said, does Ben White replace David Luiz? And with respect, is it fair on Ben White? Because the man is 23. He's been in the Premier League 5 minutes. Can you really expect him to replace? Not saying David Luiz was elite or whatever, but in terms of being a leader, you know, has Ben White always been the leader in the Brighton team? Because I do think he's been a leader, but when you look at it, you've got some big characters. You can tell Dan Burn's got a lot to say if things aren't going well. They previously had Duffy. Dunk's been there, you know. You know, there's been a couple of big people that have been around the block. So again, more than anything, it's about the leaders. Now, there's more than one way of leading, but I'm all for it. And like I said, it's another piece to a jigsaw solved. Hopefully now we can take our right back search off pause and bring someone in, a backup left back, sort out what's going on with the keeper, whether who is going to be there, Onana, Matt Ryan, Leno, what's going on there, sort out Partey's pivot, and finally have a team where we can look at and say, cool, everything is patterned. Not we've got a right back but no left back, we've got a centre half but no this, there's a striker but no creative man, there's creative man but no striker, there's a winger but there's no left back that overlaps, there's a right back but you don't overlap. None of like, it's a chance to pattern this up. Only time will tell if this is a significant chunk out of the transfer kitty, because if it is, then obviously Mikel Arteta's got to justify it with the man playing well. It's as simple as that. So we're going to have to see, people. Hopefully this is the start as we mean to go on. As I said, like you see there, go out and get Bissouma. It's as simple as that, man. And yeah, I would, you know, who knows? The club might bring in another centre half, as crazy as we are. But you'd imagine that's our centre half search done, really and truly. You know, is it fair, really, to place this expectation on White? You know, is it really? Because again, I don't know if he's gonna ever justify that fee. You know, again, there's probably certain man. I can probably assume everyone's had a lot of strong things to say in the live chat. What are you guys saying? Big up everyone that's been locked in. As you lot can tell, it's been crazy, man. Let's see what's going on. Ronke can never spend enough money on Arsenal. 50 million for some overrated English player. There is an English tax, really. Boy, if Saliba leaves now, I don't blame him. Arteta has blood on his hands. You know, the futures are interlinked, but they don't have to be interlapted. You know, he still might get opportunities. I hope he still gets opportunities. You know, you've now spent on centre half. You spent what? I don't even know how much Gabriel was. What was that? About 20, 30 million euros. Saliba's technically 28, 30, you know, and then you've got my man. Surely that's over 110. Like, that's like my maths is poor, but you're looking at 100 odd million on centre halves now. You know, hopefully we get it right. And I need that could be a timestamp. You know, we have spent 100 mil on CBs now. Let this be the last time, really. Get it right. Because again, I don't want to be talking about a centre half unless we're looking at finding a man that can just play when needed and be a squad player. I don't want to talk about centre half anymore, you know. And the right back, it is still gazy because Saliba can technically play right back. Ben White can play right back. Chambers can play right back. But ideally, I don't want no one that none of them to play right back. We need an actual fullback, people. So it is what it is in that regards. We're only at 175 likes, people. That's not good enough. Let's keep running it up, please. What's all that about? So yeah, it's crazy, man. That's weird. So yeah, only time will tell what's gonna happen, people. Really. Good signing, bad signing, raw. This is polarizing opinion. 50 million on a centre back. Wow, I got no words, DG. To be fair, I don't mind paying 50 million on a centre back, man. Guys are gonna say he's the next Chiellini. I just want to get hyped about new signings in the new season. So what's going on? What's going to happen to Saliba? Boy, only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. Appreciate you lot, Matt, for being in, man. Let's not overhype because he's coming to Arsenal. Decent player, solid foundations, a lot to build on. Simple as interesting comments and stylish. You're not wrong. I've just offered my thoughts on Ben White, my guy. You can imagine the Tony Adams ones are gonna come, but it would be sensible, man. 50 million on a 23-year-old 5'9" centre back. I mean, how tall was Cannavaro? I'm not comparing it to him. When you're fragile from set pieces and have indecisive defensive unit that lacks any real coordination, hope it works out, but I'm not convinced. Again, it has to be the system. The system, the system, the system, the system. I think this is a really good signing. It doesn't mean we won't be spending any more money. Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. Hey DG, do you think we could play three at the back with Saliba, White, and Gabriel? You can in theory. Will we? I don't think we'd see that, man. Is he going to play right back? He probably is going to fill in there at times. And I see people having Ben White height wars, you know, grown men crying about the height of the next man. You see how football can make you move funny. It's crazy. How tall is Ben White though? In the feet, because I ain't gonna act like I can convert that. Right, he's 5'9". Mad thing. I might see why you man are saying that then. Ronnie is 5'11" and a half. You lot are mad. 5'9" on Google is 5'11". Wake up, you man. The guy's been a decent Premier League centre back for 6 months, 50 million. I bet Arteta will have Holding and White as a pairing with Gabriel doing up bench. Wages gonna be fat. You can imagine his agent got a decent pay. This just lets me know we will not be addressing the areas we need. That's a bit harsh because surely centre half is an area where we're addressing. Ben White at 50 million will be our third highest record signing behind Pepe and Aubameyang. Yeah. You could only really say out of the three, time will tell on Ben White. Time will tell with Pepe, but I don't think he will justify it. Not saying he won't be good, but how many of those record signings will justify their price tag, man? Arsenal being ripped off, to be honest, not worth it. We'll buy him for 50 million and not play him. Ornstein has said, best to judge clubs at the end of the window rather than the start, especially when we're not privy to everything that happens inside. Low profile, I mean, you're just rating Ornstein because he said that, bro, because he said that in a jazzier way than me. What do I always say about I'll shut my mouth till September, but if not, I'm raining hell? It's the same thing. You know, we don't know what the club's doing. Even when this club signed Una Emre, the language was not Emre until the last few moments. So we'll have to see, man. I feel an Arsenal war chest coming if you spent 50 million on Ben White. I don't know about that. Time will tell, man. If he bangs as a defender, I don't even care about his height, but 50 million is too much. I'm looking to be proven wrong, but we can't attract Finnish article defenders, so it is what it is. Looks like we're really going for young players mostly. Again, if you can play all the young players you want. You need someone with the bravery to play them when you have every reason not to, and you need someone that can develop them. Whether we've got that is another thing, man. Arsenal can't negotiate to save their lives. Glad that Ben is coming over, but how did they get bullied to pay up front? To be fair with you, Arsenal, to a degree, fans would say they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. I don't think 50 million in 2021 is a lot of money, but whether it's a pound or 50 million, nobody wants to mismanage anything. Is he a leader and does he have mentality? Just don't know much about him. I hope he does because we're signing the wrong players if they don't. And I'd imagine he must have that resilience, or you don't play for Bielsa. You don't become a success of those lower leagues and you therefore get found out. You know he's a good ball playing centre half. You can imagine all of these sort of things. It is what it is. So hopefully it's something promising, man. 50 million on a centre back is all right as long as we spend in the areas we need players. 50 million could have bought Jules Okonde. We spent 80 on Maguire. 50 isn't too bad, says Kay. I assume a United fan. I know you're a United fan. Arsenal have money to spend this summer. Well, we always got money, but whether we spend the money in the correct way is another thing, and only time will tell. David Luiz's replacement done. Mikel gets his Stones. Nice age to go along with the rest of the young stars, says Curse 83. Happy with White, but way more concerned about our midfielders, says Smartly Done. 562 people. I need 562 likes. Come on, my guy. I appreciate you for that one there. We're at 218. Let's keep pushing to at least 300. What's all of this, man? Someone name someone that produces more consistent quality than me. You can't with the work rate. You can't. I'm on Mayweather's. I'm talking my ish like Mayweather now. I talk my stuff because I work hard, man. If this means... if this is a means of getting BISSOUMA through the door, I'm all for it. What are you saying? Brown envelopes will inflate the Ben White fee and will undercut for BISSOUMA. So really it was this and that. I feel you. Do you think he'll be our main summer signing? I'm hoping it's not. For me, my guy, I told you, look, I told you, I don't expect Arsenal to complete all the business. But as I said, you know, if I don't see a centre-half, cool, tick that off. Centre-half is arrived. If I don't see a right back, if I don't see a backup left back, if I don't see a minimum one centre mid, because Arsenal is Arsenal, in realistic terms, 2 centre mids, I got a lot to say in it. If you can't do at least 70% of that business with the Arsenal tax and with knowing that obviously we're not going to get everything done, then it is what it is. But hopefully I hope you lot are right. I'm seeing some man say it means we got money to spend. We've got a war chest. It is what it is. What I hope the club have as well is a plan, you know. It is a plan, because again, money is one thing, mismanagement is the other. You know, so it must mean we are splashing, we are spending money, we have money to spend, man. What I do hope is that it's a plan, you know, because if you have a plan for the player, there's more of a chance. You didn't have a plan for Partey because you signed Partey on his J's. You didn't sign a midfielder to get the best out of him. You messed around with Atletico. From a business perspective, it made sense. You tried to play hardball, a game of chicken. It didn't bang. You had to pay his release clause or save face. From a football perspective, you've made Partey play catch up because he ain't got to work with the team, get adjusted to the way of life and the league. Lo and behold, he plays well, but he has a slow start and he struggles to play 90 minutes. And he's probably picking up injuries as a result of this, and together with incompetence. So you can see how what we're doing on the transfer field is directly correlating, and how a lack of a midfield played a major part, but just one of the many small parts as to why Arsenal season was atrocious last season. So if we've got a plan, if you know, all right, boom, Ben White's the guy I want for my when I'm patterning my defense in pre-season. Cool, I can't say nothing because when he's allowed to train, I should see people with a plan. I need this right back because of this. That's going to be my unit. I need this midfielder because I want to do this. Let's get a plan. Sometimes you don't. We didn't have a plan for Partey. Didn't have a plan for Saliba. Didn't have a plan for, you know, the Mezits and Mustafis and Socrates and Kolasinac, people that left in January on a temporary or permanent basis. We were reactive. Hopefully now we're proactive, because as you lot know, it's a long transfer window. You know, I always say we can't get our targets, this and that. I might not agree with it, but if this is your target and you got it done, I give you your credit. But as I said, there's work to be done. And for me, every signing needs to solve a piece of the puzzle, you know. It's all good having this young defense, but you've got to make them street smart. I look at Leicester; they clearly have a plan for Fofana, have a plan for Siyunchu. Couple other teams are. You could sit here and say that. I want to see the same. As simple as that. It's about the unit, because you just can't expect, you know, Ben White to get everything right. And like I said, proactiveness. You know what midfielder you're signing. But again, one has to wonder how many signings can be done without dealing with departures. I know in one sense it's one out in David Luiz leaving on a free and the next one coming in, but you get the point, man. 655 of you locked in. Get your questions, opinions, everything in, people. Any other rumors that come up, hit me up, man. Shout out to the man them in the last stream that actually said that Ben White was, you know, this was a thing, or we wouldn't be doing this live stream currently, people. So shout out to you lot. Make sure, you know, any of the transfer news and that, make sure you're there. Ben White is a solid signing. 50 million is nowhere near too much for a 50-year-old. That's what I kind of agree. I'm conflicted. When I look at Ben White, clearly I'm a fan of him. I'm rating him and whatnot. But I look at it, I'm not trying to pay 50 million if I'm real. Obviously, there's an English tax. There's a tax that football's gone a bit mad. We're both Premier League tax. There's the tax of we know you lot are desperate. We know you lot, it's going to look like you lot tried to get one and failed. There's that tax. But like you said, if we're signing him and, you know, people can say what they want, but you've got a plan. You see what the man's going to be in the future. He's this at 23. I think he can be this at 26 or 24 or whatever. Then 50 million is going to, I won't say peanuts because it's 50 million. I would love to have 50 million in my yard, you know, but it will look like peanuts. But PMP, it's about the plan. I don't want it to be a thing where I want it to be a thing where he's playing at centre half. There's a defensive system and he's shining and showing what we signed him for, regardless. I don't want it to be he's thriving because of chaos, similar to Koscielny when we was, you know, he was just the only competent defender. I don't want it to be a thing like Gabriel and Partey where they start off well and then gradually fizzle out because of the conditions and whatnot. I don't want him to look like he don't know what's going on. You know, I don't want it to be 1 minute you're playing right back, then you're centre half, then you're midfield, then you're right back, then you're whatever. Do you get it? Because we all know when once a man's adaptable here, we do that. So we'll have to see, man. You know, maybe we could have, you know, done a little selling Maitland-Niles or something and saved a bit of Bob. I don't know, or offered them players. Maybe we tried that and it didn't bang. I don't know, man. But it is what it is. Interesting conversation and whatnot flowing, people. I really am appreciative of that. I think I saw a super chat. Forgive me if I've missed that out. Bro, how is Ben White only 10 million cheaper than Ruben Dias? Broski, English tax. And you saw my vid. I was saying we should be getting certain man when they were in Portugal, but boy, like I said, English tax. You're fully right in that regards, my guy. You're fully right. Shout out to Vegas Gooner as well. Shout out to Vegas for them comments as well. Love for the super chat, my bro. Seems like Garlic is behind the push for White and the links to other English players. What do you think, DG? Yeah, I believe that, but at the same hand, surely he can't really influence. Surely Arteta has to say, I want a White. And then my man says, yeah, I got connections. I can make it happen. And true say Garlic, you know, he probably wants to make a statement. Man, I hearing, you know, you got this experience, you got that. He probably wants to make a statement. Yeah, Arsenal failed with Buendia. They couldn't get this, man. I've come in. We've done this. You know, it is what it is in that regards. There could be that, but you'd imagine surely he just does the bidding. Like certain man tell you, I want this, and then another thing happens. I'm inclined to believe it's Arteta because when you actually see the nitty and gritty, half the time we're linked with Premier League talents or people that are in England, like Buendia. You know, we actually were linked with Pereira a few thingies ago. We've been linked with a couple of English-based centre-halves. Tosin. We're never going to get Sterling, but we're linked with Sterling. We've been linked with John Stones for time. I don't want to say Ben White is a poor man's John Stones, but could you sit there and say for Arteta he's a poor man's John Stones? Because you remember John Stones. He came up as a midfielder at Barnsley, done his centre-half thing at Everton. Remember he had a stint playing right back. Is this a poor man's John Stones? In the same way, certain man, who was it that man? You know, people were saying Cedric is a poor man. Is that a poor man's Cancelo? Sometimes you get what you pay for and stuff, which is something to be wary of. But it's an interesting debate. I think he could be just trying to make a statement, but surely Mr. Garlic just simply does the bidding of what's been told. Like he don't affect sporting decisions. I don't know though. I might, you know, I'm only a footballing guy. I don't really know my tug, but hopefully I've answered your question to the best of my ability. And better than yet, I hope you're safe, my guy. You know, you got Vegas in your name, and I'm pretty sure you live in Vegas, and that must be a litty place, man. So love for that, my guy. I appreciate that, and love for your question, man. I hate when people say stuff like, why didn't we get so-and-so from this bottom team? Bro, I don't really care as long as man have done due diligence, I don't mind. It's true, though. People are a bit smug. For me, the only criticism I would say is because we have got better for less. Could we have used it better? You know, could it have been money spent wisely, which Infamous Shad says it potentially couldn't? Could it be excessive? You know, obviously, if he plays well and he excels, no one, you either say 50 million is too cheap or you say it's not a thing, or you sit there and say, oh, how did Brighton play a blinder there? Whatever. Like you can imagine the storyline's going to go. How is this 50 million structure? Could be expensive, but in lots and lots of bits. I know most deals are split up anyways. Apparently, they want 40 million, 45 up front, and then the rest are to be divided in such sense, as the article said we read. The article that we read said better. Yeah, that was terrible English. Drop a like for DG bringing us together and bringing us the content. Come on, my guy. Ben White got the same hype Chambers did. He might play inverted right back, bro. If my man's not playing centre half, what's the point? If does he see his future as a right back? I don't know. Pardon me. You know, is there any Brighton content creators? I might need to start DMing some Brighton man and seeing Brighton content creators and seeing what can be done in that regards. Or maybe Leeds. You know, Leeds could be good to ask. You know, Leeds to add him for a year. That's where he got his content. So we have to see what happens, man. Make sure you're hitting that like button. What else you lot saying? Ramos is going PSG, bro. Ramos, you see PSG. For me, I know this is dream chasing, but if anyone can dream chase, surely it's Ramos in PSG. It's PSG, sorry. Pogba, Camavinga, Ramos, and there's a next name I'm missing out. Well, they got Ronaldo anyways. Ramos got no reason to come to Arsenal, man. Clive Gale, shout out to you. Just subscribe. DG Curtis Shaw, the best on YouTube. I big up my guy Clive. I appreciate that. Shout out my guy Curtis Shaw. It's his birthday as well. Happy birthday if you're listening, my guy. Reply to your damn messages in time because my subscribers them are missing you. You lot, you know, I'm gonna start. Curtis, if you're listening, happy birthday, my guy. But I'm gonna start setting the DG Nation on you, you know. Cause they keep telling me to shout. Yeah, I keep shouting you, bro. You stop hiding. I know I'm a good fullback and you're a striker, but I ain't got you in my pocket, bro. Light skin Cameron Jerome, stop hiding, man. I appreciate the praise, though, man. Big up everyone. Apparently, Arsenal put in a bid for Locatelli. Allow me, man. You know, if Juventus and him are interested, forget about it. Please don't spam, though. Please don't spam. Man, are gonna get timed out for those sort of things. Smash the like button. I'll be annoyed if we don't address other areas. Well, realistically, what Arsenal fan here honestly expects, you're going to address every area. We know what we should do. We know what we hope we do. But I know, as much as I say I would like 2 centre, I think any serious club, you do what you need to do in terms of getting people out. I don't need to bore you with that. You all know he needs to leave the club, what decisions need to be made, right? But in terms of ingoings, I think 2 centre mids, right back, back up, left back, centre half. That's minimum. Now, fair play, Ben White. Right now, he's technically not. I ain't seen him hold up a shirt, so he's not our player yet. Practically, it's done. So cool. You done centre half, where we haven't got one. I expect us to do things like you bring a centre half and a centre mid, but he might be a. If you bring in a BISSOUMA, you're not going to bring in the more attacking sort of centre mid. If you bring in the more attacking sort of centre mid, you might mess around with Lokonga or something. Who another one who we hear is arriving. And you know, if you bring me a first choice right back, I don't know if you're going to bring me the backup left back. If you bring me the backup left back, we might just have to be content with Chambers, Ben White, and speculating the Maitland-Niles and all of those sort of players there. All of them sort of guys there. So I don't really expect Arsenal to address every area, and I don't think any fan does really. But the bulk of the business, enough. Like for me, what I'd be prepared to concede. Sorry, I do not expect all the business to be done. Sorry, just got to do a timestamp. But like I was saying, like I don't expect it to be done, but at least enough so I can say, cool, there's a base, just a base. If not anything. First choice right back, you're done a centre half, a midfield or two. I'll concede that. I want to back up left back, but we could probably try a thing and probably get away with it with only not being in Europe, innit? We could probably get away with it. I think you need it, but I'll be content. I'll be content to say, all right, cool. You know, I don't think I need you get hella brownie points for me if you bring me a right back. That's the biggest area with centre half for me, as well as centre mid. I think they're all my priority areas. I need a right back. I need to look at my Arsenal defence with the keeper and say, I believe in them. Not Tierney's going to do his thing. David Luiz is good, but he's got some mistakes in him. This guy's a bit of a, the weather's looking a bit shaky. He might not play well. It's sunny today. He's doing his thing. Right back, we all know the storylines we've had with people that are at right back already. I don't want none of that in it. I want a defence that man can believe in with proper options, really and truly. So then we can have a proper unit. Defense is defense, but midfield, they're the reason we can't really attack and defend either. At least if we can, defend a bit better, there's a better unit, and then everything else takes care of itself. There's bigger questions that I keep saying, and I'm sure you lot have with Arteta in an attacking sense. I actually think everything in an attacking sense for Arsenal is more on the coaching than the recruitment, and I think the defense is a recruitment thing. Because I think Arteta's shown a base level and certain man just can't do it. They can't focus. Certain guys are just going to give you these 5 or 10 game bursts of looking amazing and then revert back to type, as you see with several of these individuals, Let's be real, Granit Xhaka, whether you like him or not, I don't think he's as bad or as good as people make out. But with every 10 games, it's a bit shaky or it's a bit promising. Bellerin. David Luiz is gone, so I'm really speaking about his name ill for no reason, but there's bare players of that ilk. So I agree. I want areas addressed. We need to have a good summer. There's no excuse not to. But we'll have to see in that regards, man. Good input coming in, people. Good input coming in. Big up my guy Yasser, man. I'm on fire. You guys are on fire. It is what it is. People did write Ruben Diaz out. I do think Ruben Diaz is a class above. I do think people did write him off after the first 5-6 months, but I don't quite think it's the same. But it's true though. It is true. We're at 340 likes. People keep moving. There's over 700 of you locked in. I'm very appreciative of that. But can we get to 400, 500 likes? Let's make some history. Like Sia said, 500 people means 300 likes at least. 40 million max for me, but regardless, we got Gabriel for a bargain, so we chilling. Big up Swizzy. I mean, you can't have it all in it. It is what it is. Oh, and you know what? I hear you lot with the Jules Conde shouts, but he said he wants Champions League club. You know, what can we do? You know, you can bid what you want. Maybe a man said no. I don't think we did what we did, but it is what it is. Tino has said it's too soon to judge and question whether the other signings are there. There's still a lot of time for us to get in more players. I want to see more work put in terms of the outgoings now, man, because that's going to be the hardest task. You know, you don't want to get left with a bloated squad in this time because there's not enough games to play. And again, in the same way, I don't like question marks in my defense. We've got too many people you forget play for Arsenal. Like, let's be real, man, forgot Mustafi, Socrates, Ozil, all at certain points played for Arsenal Football Club. They're players of that. I'm sure there's a couple on the books now. El Nene, fair play, you know, Arteta's busting, but there was a set people forgot he's a baller. If we splash on White, let's just splash on Grealish. I beg, pause. Hopefully, but that's dream chasing, my guy. Bro, football's gone mad. 35 million used to get you a prime Alexis and do a bit for you with Ozil. It is what it is. As long as he's a competent defender and improves the defense, his price tag don't matter. Trust. I've just joined. Sorry, what do you think of this deal? I hear you, Michael, but scroll back, my brother. What's this obsession with Saliba? Maybe he just ain't ready yet because, you know, Saliba is ready, in my opinion. I don't think he's as ready as fans make out. I agree with you to be playing all the time. There's reasons for loans, but I just think people want to see, you know, Saliba, Gabriel, White if he comes, of the same trail of thought with Smith Rowe and that. And, you know, it really is young, innovative and all of those sort of things. Salva said, DG, Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White at right back. Probably Ben White probably could play right back. He probably will put in a shift at right back. But again, there's going to be a time when we're saying, when's he going to get his time at centre half and all of those sort of things. He's got to ask himself from a sporting perspective, does he believe he can improve under Arteta? I'd be inclined to believe yes, or he's not signing. Does this make him likely to more get called up on a more regular basis? Does he see himself playing to a level he couldn't at Brighton? You know, probably because we, you know, as poor as we are, we do win trophies and more at a cost to them. You know, is he enticed by the project and can he improve as a player? On the can he improve as a player part, you know, you have to have had a conversation with Arteta. Does he see you as a right back, a centre half? I think it's centre half, but what if we say, oh, I see myself as a centre half and as a right back? If he says that, then fair play. But at this moment in time, you'd imagine there is that luxury. I don't mind having him with the ability to use that, but we'll have to see, man. I hope he's not the right back. I hope we get somebody in, and you know, White can be used there if anything. But we'll have to see. Going to play right back, centre mid, or good comments though, man. Good comments from you guys, man. But nonetheless, you lot are providing some hella timestamps, man. If we can convert Ben White into purely a right back, would that be a problem for you? Not really, but I just want a right back. I'm like, obviously there's a bias because I was a right back, and I just want a right back, man. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I want a right back, full back, right back. I don't want centre half doing a job. The PC Ben White and that. I want someone on a wavy thing at right back. Ben White, I want you mopping up in defence from centre half, man. Man, you're counting your chickens too hard, man. Too long. Are we really going to raid Brighton for 4 players, bro? Slow your horses. It looks like we're getting one and done. I don't know for what we're doing with the rest, man. You could get 2 better centre-backs for 50 mil. You probably could, to be fair. War chest is one thing. Spending it on the right player is another. would have preferred BISSOUMA. To be fair, I hear that, but you know, the two aren't interacted, man. Exactly. You need to build on solid foundations. As I say, you look at the houses that some of you are sat in right now. You're sat in there and you're watching this on your laptop or your nice TV because, or whatever you're doing, cleaning up, listening to me on your iPhone. Shout all the galley and that. Shout all the haters that are listening and the galley are doing that. You're doing that because the foundations are strong. You know, the house isn't breaking and crumbling and killing you. It's standing upright. You've got heating, you've got working plumbing, you've got all the necessities and the basics. That's the defense. All the accessories you got, you know, I can talk to my fridge, you know, I got a million rooms in my crib. These are all accessories. They're not necessities for life. So you're right. Strikers do help you win matches. At this moment in time, I would say defenders can win you league. I mean, defenders can win you games and strikers can win you leagues, such as how football is turned on its head. You know, I want us to get to a point under this man where our first line of defense is a Bamian and our first attacker is Leno for this moment in time. You know, we should be looking at City as the blueprint. You never get there, but that's the impossible dream. You know, and literally Edison can create goals. Sergio, when he was there, had to defend from the front. Or more so when they go with the Sterling or the fake strikers and them things there. So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Interesting comments though, man. Interesting, man. Who knew all it took was a little bit of transfer news to get everybody out here listening. I mean, you know, I don't want to praise Ivan Gazidis, but I mean, this is probably the only good thing he done at Arsenal. He said these words: "Those who know won't speak; those who speak won't know." I try and apply that when I find out certain things with Arsenal young players as well. Bless up, DG. That's our summer signing, in my opinion. Probably going to make some loans and sell a load out to break even. I hope I'm wrong, but 30 million wasted on William Saliba 2 years ago will be 50 million wasted on White. I think White will fit him good as well, man. You know, Chambers and Holding will give some bants and all of those sort of things, man. Darren has said, I'm all for attacking football, but if we can get the defense locked down, we can make consistent improvements. Chelsea won the Champions League by not conceding goals, not with mouth-watering football. Darren, we're a long way away from winning the league, but 100%. 100%. I'm a United fan, and when I see Ben White, he ain't all that. Always plays with a back three at the back. Don't know if he can do it in a two and can take the pressure of Arsenal. Legit concerns. Please don't spam though, my guy. You know, you're going to get put on timeout temporarily. It's very interesting, you know. Certain man can say, I can't believe he signed for 50 million, not bad. You know, Ben White is ahead of Saliba. Let's cut that crap out. You know, Saliba's probably behind Gabriel and him in development. He is, but I do think he should be third choice and built around, man. You know, I don't want Saliba to be affected by it. And, you know, if Arteta really rates him, he shouldn't. No, Sir Alex Ferguson, disrespect my guy, you know. I'm a Wenger baby, but, you know, Ferguson's the Scottish granddad and all. Allow that. I'm on Curtis if you're listening. Up, you know, shout to Curtis. Couple. Big up to the members that are also supporters of your thing. Bro, George, Diaz, bro, Ruben, Beach Police have come on to me. You must be fun at parties too. He didn't really impress me, if I'm completely honest with you. But you know, Pogba looked good yesterday, and he sat Pogba down on his ass and not make dibs. So that's something to tell his grandkids, man. Oh, so I love the engagement, but I'm missing some of you guys' comments, man. DG saw something earlier that makes no sense. If we're smashing 50 million on White, why does that give us credence to us possibly having? Does that give us credence to us possibly having this 250 mil? Maybe, but I do not know, bro. I really don't know. There's logic behind it. Could this be a cheeky 3-4-3 switch around? Maybe, as I said earlier. That guy is chatting, played in a back forward in Leeds. There's a reason why Bielsa wanted him. Trust me, Ben White is good, man. This fan base is miserable. White looks great. There's room for White and Saliba. Played in a 2 for Leeds. I like Ben White. Time for Maddison. This still didn't happen in my book. We are sleeping on the likes. Hopefully you're not. White is not worth the money. White is solid. You guys need to calm down to the end of the summer. Lexi, I appreciate you lot. This shows we've got money to spend. Hopefully, my brother, Gabriel will be at the Olympics, so Saliba will have pre-season and the start of the season to make a statement. To be fair to Saliba, at least you see him on Instagram doing his little training and things. You know, I would like that. I would just like him to be part of the squad, and then you work for your place. Nah, let's be real. Glenn Kamara's no levels, man. No. Bro, let's be real. We did come third in defense, and there has been improvements, but they're not long lasting. With signings like Ben White, I hope they're long lasting. Hopefully, this is the legit Curtis Shaw TV. He said, "Smash the like button," and again, happy birthday, my guy. If that is you, and it's not someone making a fake account, you know how you get them things there. But yeah, man. And hopefully everything else can happen, man. Hopefully everything else can happen. When you hear, Ben White, for me, Ben White, Smith Rowe, a right back and a couple centre mids, I'll have a jolly good time over summer personally. Of course I would. Of course I would. There was, I'd rather the Jules Conde. I'd rather 50 million. Again, it's assuming these players want to come in Europe. I would have rather placed a bid for Paul Torres. I think that's more of a signing. I would have liked more of a significant upgrade and them things there, but it probably wouldn't have happened. That's if I had 50 million. I'll go for these guys. But at the end of the day, went for it. I don't know that they've tried to get Paul Torres. He said, no, I'm going to Madrid or I'm staying at Villarreal. Jules Conde has said, F off, I'm staying in the Premier League. I mean, I'm not coming Premier League. I'm staying in Spain or I'm going somewhere that's in the Champions League. I don't know. I have to give the club that logic. But yeah, some people are forgetting he's 23, plenty of room for improvement. That's where I'm looking at Mikel Arteta, because surely you're seeing that tells me you're seeing the potential in a man. You're not necessarily seeing him what he's going to give you in these 38 games. You're seeing him what he's going to give you when he's played 100 appearances in the league for this club. Make him levels. Make him levels. I mean, I'm not sure for Camavinga, I'd love it, but you'd imagine Ben White, Lokonga, at least for the start of pre-season, it would be there with them two. Hopefully more things could be done, man. We'll have to see, man. Good comments all the way around, though, man. I want Bellingham as well, but then once there, you have to get him when he's made his first appearance for Birmingham. Big up DG, scrap the like button. We need a love button for the content. I wish there was, man. I'm sure YouTube sent an email about working on something like that. Another 70 man hit the likes. We get 500. Raw. What's been going on there? 438 likes. I'm very appreciative. Let's keep that one going, man. Big up to you lot, man. You lot have been supporting my content today on a serious one. Yes, competition for centre back can take all three to the next level, 100%. Now, I'm not trying to do Glenn Kamara wrong, man. I like Glenn Kamara. I think he's good enough to play in the Prem. I just feel him and Partey next together is dead. Like, Kamara could be that second choice number 6 if you want, but you've got Lokonga coming to do that now. So when is Willian leaving? Patrick, I don't know. The sooner the better, though. Fly Music, I wish you had something, man, to say. I appreciate that super chat, my guy. I really do. Almost died there, my brother. Me drink that. Almost died. I love you lot, and I'm too excited to tweet. What do you think of Barella of Inter? Bad boy. Angry all the time, but bad boy footballer, my guy. And this is why Nicholas, I'm not, listen, for me, he's got all the scope to do well here. He's young, ties in with what we're trying to do, can play a couple roles, got a solid foundation, as someone said, with experience to move forward with. All of that sort of stuff. Like you said, he's good on the ball, so that makes him able to fundamentally be able to play out from the back. Can play in a back 3, can play in a 2. All of these things are good, but now that's one way I'm looking at Arteta. You've got a tool now. This ain't no dead tool, no second-hand tool, no tool one of your brethren have given you where it works, but you have to hold it in a certain way. They've gone to Argos or B&Q and brought you a brand new centre-half drill. Like with Gabriel, there's nothing wrong with it. Show us something now. It ties into, I don't want to hear it with Ben White specifically. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to look back in 6 months and say, why is man struggling? It's not like he's a new player coming from that one league and joining another. There's no excuses. So for me, just as long as it presents Arteta with players that we don't have to sit here and say, yeah, Arteta might have done right or wrong, but that defender is bugging out. There's that. And it forces him to be brave. It forces him to have conclusions because he's got to give these young guys the right facilities. You know, he's not the finished article. He's significantly more significantly more experienced in comparison to some of his guys, but he's a young man himself. And at times, I'm sure if you go through all the goals he's conceded, there's times he's probably shown his age in that. So it is what it is. If anybody knows any Brighton YouTubers in that, hit me up, man. I think it'd be interesting to just chop it up with one of them still. But like I said, less question marks, man. I just need to know what Arteta is gonna do with him. That's it, really. How are you gonna take him to the next level? And but like you said, all the foundations are there, bro. All the foundations on paper, it's a perfect fit. It's just about now you've got him, make it work. Because at Arsenal, at this moment in time, there's too many. Obviously, when you're trying to have instant success, and as much as I want young players, and I think it's a chance to give people opportunities next year, if there's a chance of top 4 and we're moving serious, I'm not gonna lie, like, bro, at the end of the day, we're trying to get there. So if that means less opportunities, it is what it is. If he was on that kind of vibe last year, cool. But when it became tits up, I think he could have lent on it because there's too many guys, and Arteta can't do everything. And you have to ask the players, but there's too many like, oh, what's going on with Saliba? Because he's gone Nice and he's doing all right. Why isn't Martinelli going and playing well? Why didn't he play Smith Rowe? You know, why is he taking long to play this player? Why didn't he play Balogun? You know, why hasn't he improved Gabriel? Why isn't the Saliba? Why did Joe Willock go on loan at Newcastle? Steve Bruce, and with respect to Steve Bruce, some people haven't got nice things to say about Steve Bruce, much less his managerial ability. Why has he got a tune out of Joe Willock, but you haven't? Some of these things that I've said, I think they're quite harsh on Arteta, but this is the footballing world. So when I'm thinking of these things, you know, and I'm like, all right, cool, you've signed Ben White, but we've been down this road, yo. Young centre-half, with experience, with scope to be better, spoken about as a Rolls Royce of a defender like Gabriel and Saliba were. But how are you going to make man levels now? What are you going to do now? Do you get it? So it's that. It's down to the man as well, because fundamentally in life, if you're not at a certain level, it's because of yourself. But you get the point in it. We're going to have to see in that regards. And, you know, so how will he improve him and all of these players? That's the big thing. That's like when you look at United. How are you going to take Sancho to the next level? Can Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do it? You know, beyond form and playing well, how is Greenwood going to that next level? You know, how can Rashford, you know, I actually think Ollie's done well with Greenwood. He took him out the side at the right time and put him back in. But how are you going to make him the next level? Because right now, Greenwood's playing behind the striker on the right through the middle. When the time comes, how is he going to play through the middle? How is he going to cope with his back to goal? Same way with Martinelli. Rashford's decision-making, it's down to Rashford because I think he's played enough games now to arrest that yourself and say, my decision-making is poor. Let me go and pattern that. But if he's going to tie into, I assume, Sancho, Greenwood, what all of they're doing, how is he going to improve? And you can make the same cases for everyone, you know. If Billy Gilmore's going to break the way at Chelsea, how is Thomas Tuchel, what is he going to do? Can he get a tune out of Callum Hudson-Odoi? You know, can he get a tune out of Havertz, what he's been doing? How is he going to improve Havertz to the next level and, you know, make it a standard? You get, these are the questions that go with every gaffer. And like I said, there's just been too many times you could be a bit harsh and look at Arsenal and be like, there's this. Even Pepe. I don't think he really helped with Pepe. I think you just needed to play him. But same way, I can't sit there and say you haven't, because Pepe's overall game is amazing now compared to what he used to be. He used to be a man that's not in the game for 90 minutes. He might score a goal. Now, sometimes he's scored fantastic, spectacular goals. But let's be real. He's played well defensively, or he's linked up well, and the goal is just an added bonus. So he's provoked that spirit, you know. But there's too many. Reece Nelson as well. You could throw him into that. So these are less things I want to see with Arteta, because really I don't know what you are. I don't know if you're a trainer coach, you're a hands-on guy, you improve dons. I don't know if you're one of them pep dons, you need elite talent. I'm still learning, and I personally feel now that we've been a year into this, these are questions that I think should be answered. There's many questions Arteta can't answer at this club, but there's many variables he can control and hasn't always controlled them. And hopefully with the pre-season and these things, like he's been saying, these things can stop being a thing. It's as simple as that, really, I guess. Love to see the comments coming in, people. Keep them flowing, man. Could it be that our owners are willing to spend money this season because the backup plan, if they don't do better, is Daniel Ek? Really? Let's be real. I want them gone. We can force our feet and stump and whatnot. But at the end of the day, no one can put a gun to Stan Kroenke and say, sell your club. It's his club, innit? So the backup plan isn't him. Of course, now new home with the the energy that we're putting in, and you know, now they've got season ticket renewals and things, and the energy that we're applying, of course he needs to back up the chat. And really, you can see where our team is. He needs to back up the chat. Sorry, people. That's just reminded me to do something in relation to Arsenal. Sorry. Renew red membership. I think it's on direct debit still, but renew that. Sorry, people. I'm trying to get that platinum membership one day, but probably, you know, they need to appease the man. They need to appease the guys. I would say that you need to start appeasing people internally, because, yeah, Saka's come through the academy, but you must have, when he signed a deal, told him the plans. Whatever you say about Aubameyang, told him the plans. When Partey signed, told him the plans. Tini's always bigging up Arteta, told him the plans. Regardless of what people say about Arteta being a puppet or whatever, you brought him in. You need to show him something. You've brought Edu in, show him something. So maybe Kroenke's, even the people that might be taking the critics for them publicly, maybe they need to show them something as much as the fans now, in my opinion. We'll have to see though, man. Good questions, man. You lot are on fire. I wish you lot were like this every live stream, man. Good questions. Keep them coming, man. Always got time for interesting conversation and thoughtful ones, man. And it is what it is. Good questions, man. Keep them coming, man. Where are we at for likes, man? If you ain't hit that like button, you know what you need to do, man. Another super chat. My guy, Fly Music. I appreciate that. We complained about Pepe price tag. Look what he did last season. We need good defenders who can grow with us. Why is it? Don't forget Smith Rowe. 100%, man. Love for that super chat again. Make sure you've subscribed. 37k soon coming. You're right, man. You're right. Facts, man. To be honest, the Pepe one, the club just got fleeced. Pepe's one's a bit different because we're not paying them up front like that. It's a bit like the Torreira deal. Our Camavinga, a great anyone, man. One position we don't need is centre back, and Arsenal get it. That's deep clipped. I think we do, man, personally. My only worry is that our whole back line has no real experience, a bunch of apprenticeships and graduates, respectively. Excluded TD. When going gets tough, we'll need someone who has that calming influence. Trust me. 100%, man. PG, if we could get Ben White, Lamptey, Bissouma, Maddison, and a young left back, that would be a good window. You're wrong, Paul. That'd be a fucking fantastic window, mate. Come on now, you know, it'd still be Kroenke out, but we might have to sharp a little bit about that to get it. So it is what it is, man. You reckon we'll sign Maddison? I don't know, because I'm not there. Obviously, as a naive fan, I have hope, but I can't see it. I couldn't see us putting 50 million and kind of bending pause towards the more upfront payment. So make of that what you will. I don't know. 553 likes, people. Big up everyone locked in. Let's go for 600 now, man. Bit harsh saying it's the deadest signing, but you know, it is what it is. Ben White is ahead of Saliba in development right now. Ben is perfect for what Arteta wants to play out from the back and possession. Football says Jack. It has to be Holding out and Saliba in next season. To be fair, Holding did his thing this year, man, I feel. Yeah, he had some bad games. I know. I'm not saying he's invincible. Excellent tackler, excellent tackler, great in duels, link up play well, I think you mean to say. Have a feeling Saliba will be loaned out to a Premier League side for next season, then next season. Holding will be sold and Saliba will be the backup to Ben White. What does this mean for Marie? I think everyone wants to play, but I think Marie's a bit different because Saliba, you need to play him. He wants to play. I think Marie wants to play, but you know, I think at Marie's age, he's comfy. It's a bit like El Nene. I don't think they're kicking up too much of a fuss to their gaffer about not playing. I think with respect, them man there, they kind of understand. I'm not the guy like that. I'll play when I can play, sort of thing. 500 likes, come on, man. Appreciate you lot. 600 man live in that chat. Brilliant. Shout out DG. Been grafting all week, my guy. I'm gonna need 700 likes now. The levels have upped. Hey, stylish. Shout out to you for doing that thing, man. People saying Ben White's not worth 50 million in comparison to Maguire. You pay more because of English tax. Oi, you man getting robbed like Man United, bro. You see me, bro? Just hope he plays well. If he plays well, it's not robbery. Would you sign Andre Silva? Probably not. EG came late to the stream, so can you repeat your thoughts on Ben White? Nope, but you can scroll back to the stream, my guy. If I have to repeat, it's not going to slap well, man. It's not going to slap well, man. Oh, but we'll be back next season, hopefully, brother. Question for the chat. Sorry, my guy. Calvert-Lewin and Madison next, boy. Do you think Xhaka has been made a scapegoat, or is he just too advanced for Arsenal? I wouldn't say he's too advanced. I do think at times he's been a scapegoat, and at times he's been very poor. I want to see a 4-3-3, Jamal, in terms of formation, or 4-2-3-1. But on occasion, if we're playing teams where we're going to be the lesser side, I don't mind the three at the back. Three at the back should be something we'll be able to do. Free Saliba, Phil Mitchell. Big up Phil Mitchell. I hope it means Saliba doesn't have a problem. 1.4 tackles per game in the Premier League, same as Rob Holding. We are sleeping on the likes, people. Ben White is good. Arsenal fans have gave up on him, but they'll be the same ones that will be twerking for him, bro. They see what mess him up about some Arsenal fans. They will talk and talk and talk, but then the bar is low. El Nene runs around, and we eat up those clips of him running around against United. You know, the bar is low. People were getting onto Ceballos and get onto Ceballos. The minute he dropping shoulders against Burnley and fouling man against Newcastle, they air up. The bar is low. You give up on a man, and then they support some players who are tired. Free Saliba till it's backwards. Well, both. We're bringing in. Well, let me answer the question for those who can't see. DG, okay, we get Ben White, and if so, we support him, no doubt. But where does he fit in? How much game time does he get, in your opinion? Spots are earned, but surely for me, there's no justification of signing him if he's not going to be a first choice centre half. I think centre half play there. Now, I don't know. He could be the right back we've been looking at, but again, it's like playing Benjamin Pavard at right back for France. You're taking a risk with these men that are centre halves by trade. You know, Kimmich is a bit of a different one, but he's like that. I'd rather him play centre half and you have a right back. So yeah, man. Is he worth 50 million? Only time will tell, man. 826 in the chat. Hit the like. People wanted Dunk last year for 40 million. Now mad at signing White for 50. Seriously, don't get fans sometimes. You get it. You get it. By all means, if you don't want Ben White, you're legitimately allowed to say that. But sometimes certain people are doing the illogical thing and just moaning for the sake of it. And it's like you said there. Well, if we're going to build the English core again, my guy, build it properly this time. Develop people properly this time. Gabriel is off to the Olympics. We need an extra centre half regardless. Marie/White would be perfect for me. Wait, let's hope so, man. Moaning about White when we are used to Louise and Mustafi. Marie might go to Villarreal. I haven't seen that rumor, so maybe that's Marie's dad telling us something we don't know. Who knows, man? Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that, Will Jones. DG Madison for 60, 70, or Grealish for 80, 100. Grealish, fam. Not Madison, you're my guy in that, but Grealish, bro. X Factor, all of that stuff. Grealish he's got it. He's got it. Madison's nasty as well, but Grealish is nasty with it, man. And I think we need that. It ain't happening, man. I honestly feel like he's our new centre back. Right back, just have a gut feeling. We'll have to see, bro. We'll have to see, man. I hope not, because these are them. I call them playing with fire sort of ones. We're at 620 likes. Keep moving, people. Let's get towards 700, man. We're creating history right now. Screams poor recruitment again. Jimmy, please be specific. Why though? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking why. Why? And if you do think it's a poor recruitment, please tell me like why though. Don't just say it because it'll, need to hear it. People do forget he should come. Thoughts on Fabian Ruiz from Napoli as a Xhaka replacement? Bro, I would love Fabian Ruiz. I wanted him when he was at Villarreal, but then once that ain't going to happen, man. Well, go on, DG. I'm feeling the three at the back. Ben White holding at the heart. Gabriel on the left. Thomas and Bissouma in front of them. Tierney at left wing back and get a fire right back. What are you saying? Bro, I hear it. But I'm not going to lie. 38 games, though. It's going to be tired, bro. It's going to be tired. You got Bissouma and Partey. They can pass the ball, but neither are primary guys like that. You know, the centre-halves will get on the ball. The fullbacks, we're going to have to place a lot on the fullbacks to create. It's going to be tired. I'd love to be able to, that's what I mean. I want to play 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 more time. But when it comes to playing three at the back, or we need to do that, or we've hit a brick wall and this is the formation for a sec, I'm on that. Saying that, three at the back is what you make it, in it. So as much as I've just said what I've just said, I've seen certain people play a defensive three at the back. I'm sure you have too. And you've also seen an offensive one. It's you're either as offensive or defensive as your manager wants. You look at City, them man, they are always going forward. It doesn't matter. Obviously, we're not them, but you get the point. You need back, bro. You need serious wing backs, and yeah, man, it's dead, man. Maddison is only good at set pieces. Grealish better off with take on instinctive passes. I think that's a bit harsh about Maddison. Isaac update, go to my Lex live stream, but I don't know, man. Don't seem like we're getting him unless you got 60, 70 million euros. People moving as if 50 million is a lot. It's nothing nowadays. Before, I think the truth is in the middle. It's still a lot of money, without a doubt, but we've spent worse, and I don't think it's that deep, funny enough. So I think both is true, man, 100%. I'd rather spend 50 million on Connor Cody. I lie, man. You know in your heart you wouldn't. Appreciate the super chat. White kept 11 clean sheets with Brighton last season, which must be better than any of our defenders. Still not the main area we need to build. Big up, man. I appreciate that super chat. I disagree respectively. I think we need a centre half. Shout out to the Nigerians in the live chat. Pardon me. Ainsley Maitland now stays if we do three at the back. If that becomes our formation, then I'd say, yeah, but he wants to play midfield, innit? So it really, he'd be unaffected by it. He'd have to leave. Ben White won't be bad business if all the other areas are also addressed. Big if, big if, big if. Don't forget about Willock, his back two. Great super sub as well. To be fair, if you're Willock, you don't want to go and sit on the bench. You can't go from starting and playing big games to want to sit on the bench and maybe playing. You can't. You've been given that first team drug and the confidence and whatnot, man. Big up from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. Great stream. Appreciate all the Trinibads locked in. Temia said, first time I'm in your channel. I don't know what to call you. Deluded sounds weird. You'll get used to it. It has a ring to it. You know, make sure you've hit that sub button. What, you galley? Pappy and that, I don't mind. Still now I'm playing, man. Canute wasn't even that expensive, trust. And I mean, wasn't that someone we wanted? I mean, when you spin it like that, you hear Upamecano, you know, you heard Upamecano. Sorry, I think that's something we can make another timestamp. Is Ben White too expensive? And it's true, when you put it like that, Upamecano, Canute, all of these guys were seen as too expensive, and then we've suddenly had it. Maybe we was waiting on our pay packet. You know, maybe we didn't get paid then, and we've been paid now. But when you put it like that, it's a funny one. Still, I can't disagree with that. Bielsa wanted to pay 35 million for Ben White at Leeds before he was even an English international. Shows you the rate people in football rate him. To be fair with you, I hear that, but certain men are rated in football and their shit. More time, it's about the propaganda pieces that are put in the game. I'm not saying with Ben White, I'm speaking in general, man. Dean can't believe 50 million's been spent on him. Mavropanos has gone to Stuttgart, should been. He looked like he's going to. Let me see what's going on there. Be on loan, innit? Oh, he's done it. Wow, it's been done, people. I'm going to hit the like button. I'm going to get the Mavropanos stuff up for you right now, people. I've got to go on Safari so I can go on the Athletic. Right, quite a busy day for Arsenal. So, yeah, man. We're going to bring that up in a sec. Keep your opinions and them things going, people. What else have we got? Loan with an obligation to buy. Fair. What's all this Varane talk, bro? You lot get out of the Varane thing, man. Are you saying we're getting Varane? You lot are moving mad. And to be fair, yeah, let me copy and paste this one for you guys, people. To be fair, Mavropanos was never levels, man. I told you, lot, he deserved the right to at least do up pre-season, but I told you, lot, on the ball, he's not probably good enough. Defensively, he's not good enough. Again, at the time before Ben White became a thing, we spent significant outlays on two other defenders in Gabriel and Saliba. They're the ones you probably want to work with, not Mavropanos. But if we can make a profit on Mavropanos, which I think Stuttgart are, and which we've shortchanged ourselves, it is what it is in that regards, though, folks. So let me just make a time stamp of this 1930. So yeah, like I was saying, Mavropanos seems to have left the club as well. That's the third full centre half out in as many days, people. The way they copy and paste these things is horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. But let's just run with it, man. Let's run with it. It is what it is. Make sure you've all hit that like button, people. Make sure you've all hit that like button. This has been a fantastic live stream. As you lot can see here, in relation to Mavropanos, quickly, Stuttgart have announced Arsenal defender Konstantinos Mavropanos on loan with an option to make the move permanent at the end of the season in a deal worth 5 million. Considering he's contracted until 2024, if he has a really standout season at Stuttgart, we've probably shortchanged ourselves. We should have done what Real Madrid done to us and said he can go on loan again, but we'll revisit it because 5 million, they might be able to make a profit. Anyways, people, you know, Stuttgart have paid an initial 500k loan fee for Mavropanos, who signed in 2017. You know, 5 years later, he looks no closer to the first team. Mavropanos spent last season on loan at the German club. Mavropanos will initially rejoin on loan. The German club have an obligation to sign him for 3 million if they remain in the Bundesliga. This is terrible. If they are relegated, they will have an option to make his move permanent. The deal includes bonuses up to 1.5 million, meaning the permanent transfer is worth up to 5 million in total. I think we could have done a bit better. Fair play. The deal also includes a sell-on clause. Mavropanos has signed a 1-year loan contract plus an additional 3 years if his move is made permanent at the end of the campaign. He moved here in 2017. He was loaned out to Nuremberg as well as, obviously, like you're seeing now, in Stuttgart. He only made 8 appearances in all comps for Arsenal. So he never was of the level, but sometimes you've got to find people who can be found for pennies, which he probably was when he was signed from Greece and sold, and it was a good find, and it is what it is. That's the end of his Arsenal career. Shout out to you, Mavropanos. You didn't really get going, you know. Probably standout performance would probably be, well, it probably only is Man United away. I remember a shaky game, Leicester away. I remember Watford away, you look shaky. Crystal Palace at home. That season, we were a top point off top 4. He gave away the free kick, which led to Benteke scoring. You know, it is what it is, man. Save Mavropanos. It's as simple as that. Mavropanos is gone. So, yeah, busy day for Arsenal. Big up to you lot for keeping me on the ball with that one, because you lot have just saved me time of doing another video. That minute is going to get clipped up and slapped out there for you lot, people. Moving on with this, what are you guys saying? Please make sure you've continued to hit the like button. Where are we at in that regards? 675 likes. We're flirting with 700 people. We must grab that. Pattern that up, man. Let's go. We negotiate deals like we've never seen money before. His red card really ruined it, and he was never given a chance after. He's just too raw with it, and ultimately, he never really got playing. 4 centre-backs is enough for a season without Europe. And what happens if one gets injured? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying maybe you should up that to 5, bro. I haven't seen a lot of White, but considering we don't have European football, I don't think we need a centre-back. I think we need one, considering the ones that we have here aren't quite good enough. Admittedly, I wanted an upgrade, or significant upgrade, but we have to hold it in it. We have to hold what we have in it. We have to hold it. Simple as that. Hopefully, they can develop into being world-class, DD, but I don't think Saliba, Gabriel, or Ben White are world-class at this moment. Neither do I. Arsenal cleaning house, hopefully. Thoughts on Isaac? He has a release clause. Buy him. But 70 million euros is a mad one. People are mad because he will be the first signing. But if we signed midfielders before and then him, people would be happy. And I get that because of the owners. But it doesn't mean we won't sign others. Are you okay with Saliba and Mavropanos not getting a chance but spending 50 million on White? Saliba, yes. Mavropanos, no. I think he's not shown his levels and he's had chances and let them go. Our defensive best record is, take nothing away from it, it's earned via hard work, but I think it's a false image. Kimmich is a baller. We could have gotten Upamecano and Canute. However, Arsenal and Arteta clearly have a philosophy, system, players. People are gonna get hung up on the price, but this is facts, man. Listen, bro. Sometimes all you need is discipline and an astute individual. People shouldn't get hung up on price, but you know, people get hung up. It's not even a price thing. Certain man just look at Ben White. Like many people can look at Ben White and say, "Yo, he's not my cup of tea, but I give him a chance," or "I rate him, but this certain man, he wasn't wanted in it." So they're not trying to hear none of that. They don't care that he might be a good defender. In their reality, 50 million shouldn't have been spent. Ben White's not good enough. That's it. And that could be said for a lot of football things and whatnot, man. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is in that regard. I don't know what the fact that he plays for Brighton has to do with it, but okay. Half the players you lot probably talk about, you want them signed elsewhere. Oh, Cody can be a leader, but you don't need to lead here, man. Which drives from centre back like a right back, which makes me think he might be getting signed as a fullback and has played there before. Wish we'd get Musa Diaby. He'd be an amazing signing. Keep the likes moving. 700 likes. I'm proud of all of you here in the moment right now. Swear down. You lot deserve a clap, man. Big up everyone who's hit that like button, man. We've done our madness today. We need BISSOUMA and a ball carrying 8 like our. Even Lukonga is a good ball carrier, 100%. DG getting the love he deserves. Appreciate that. What's your realistic expectation for this window? I kind of answered that. Just I don't want to talk about defense and midfield. Sign the midfielders in the right, but anything else is that I don't want to talk about that. I'm happy with the signing. Not worth 50 million, but he has great agility and stamina. Big fan, Deluded from Brooklyn. Big up yourself, Nicholas, and shout out all the Brooklyn ones. Arteta needs to stop being so hard-headed and give Saliba a chance. Lukonga next. Hopefully we see some progress, and not just him, but anything. Up the likes, people, and subscribe the new viewers. You know, hit the sub button if you're here for the first time. I want to see 37K by tonight. We're probably reaching in that regards, but we can try, my guy, man. I think White would be more useful, would be used in more roles than centre-back. That's why it's 50 million. To be fair, as long as he's playing in one role and then used either role, I don't mind that. But I just don't want to see 5 games. He's played one game is right back, then centre back, then centre mid, then right back, then left back. It's not healthy and it will harm his development. I'm just happy we are signing good players. Shout out DG from Toronto. Big up yourself, man. Interesting comments all the way. Interesting comments. Brighton went down, so how is he worth 50 mil? Brighton went down. Brighton got relegated, yeah? Swear down. This is another example of don't let your rage make you see common sense. You see what I said earlier about some people just want to be angry for the sake of it. Don't make sense. Swear down. Brighton got relegated. Brighton got relegated, yeah? Brighton are in the championship, yeah? Swear down. Say nothing. I don't know what bookie Premier League you've been watching, but shout out to you, man. Another random signing, seemingly no plan to guess Saliba is being given out on loan. Shame. White / Saliba press resistant from the back would be elite. What's your idea of an expectation finish for next season? Well, you need to target top 4 or minimum be in the Europa League. Top 4 is the target. Europa League, not even the minimum. You just find yourself in that. Bro, some bookie Premier League, bro. Like, someone tell me what Premier League that is. Like, what Premier League that Brighton got relegated from? Man, swear down. Brighton got relegated. Then we'd really be mad. But Brighton, DG, where do you think a player like Kakare will go? Seems like he's not sought after. He's one of them, man. He'll be there forever. He'll have a standout season. Then everyone's on him, and the move will happen. And to be fair, staying at Lyon, in my opinion, is probably the best thing to do. If Brighton can demand 50 million for White, what do you think they'll ask for Bissouma? Well, they should probably look for 50 million for Bissouma, probably 35 to 50 million for Bissouma. Of course, he's trying to replace David Luiz in terms of ball playing and having a player that's comfortable and whatnot. But again, the key thing for me is Ben White's mentality. I'm not going to say I need him to be the leader, but imagine having a centre half where no one's vocal. We've done that. But I left him, man. You have to just leave him. But I don't know what he's on. Top 4 is a must, but if we get Europa League, I need a trophy with that. Good player, but 50 million really. To be honest, yeah, it is what it is. The way I look at it, it's not my peas in it. It's as much as I care about the club spending and whatnot. It's not my peas, really and truly. It's not my peas. I'm a football fan. I just need to deal with what's on the football field. We can talk about it. Rival fans would banter us same way. We've got a lot to say. Every bad game Pogba and them and they have, it would be it, innit? And Maguire, but it's not my money, man. Who do you think will have the best window from the top 6? I think Chelsea, because of the caliber of players they're signing for. And surely Roman Abramovich, the season, I'm sure at one point they probably didn't even think about qualifying for Champions League, much less winning it. I'm sure he wants to build on that. So I would probably say Chelsea. Who they buy, how many players they buy, I don't know. United signed Sancho, so I'd throw them up there. But then if City go and get Kane and Grealish, that's flipped everything on its head. So I think Chelsea, just because I think Chelsea will have that aggression and they'll say, we did our thing in the champs. It's been really just, I know United was second, but primarily last couple of years, it's been Liverpool and City for the league. And remember, even before Champions League semi-final and them things, there was a thing. Thomas Tuchel said, even before they got to them stages, he said, next season we're going for the league. So maybe them, but I don't know, man. $800 likes would be unbelievable. Trust me. We bought Mustafi for 35 mil. Trust me, man. We do some mad stuff, man. Which do you prefer, DG? Ben White for 50 or Aaron Wan-Bissaka for 50? I like Wan-Bissaka, but I'm going to be biased and say Arsenal's Ben White, man. Cheers for the money, mate. He defo isn't worth 50. We can sign a competent striker. Now, Ashley, do your thing, man. Do your thing, bad guy. I'd rather Camavinga. I think I've answered that. What would make this a successful window for me? Addressing the midfield, addressing right back. That would be successful. Anything less than that can't be success. I can't judge him on one season. First time around, he's not going to win us the league alone. Let's focus on the price tag. To me, let's see a team building from pretty much scratch now. Yeah, I just spoke about that. There ain't too much money for a centre-back. Teams around us are becoming too strong. Chelsea and City probably. If we're buying him for 50 mil, surely spending big on other positions like centre mid, cam, and fullbacks. Let's see, man. I don't know why people are acting like we can't improve our defense quicks. Bro, trust me. It is what it is, man. I think he's a good player, say it, man. I think we should continue buying Premier League players. They don't need time to adapt. Good players like Ben White, whether he needs time to adapt or not, he's the right sort of Premier League proven. When you're going for guys like Willian and things, you get yourself in problems. Please stop spamming. It's not going to get anything read out. It's just going to get you blocked. Interesting comments filtering people. Interesting comments. 777 likes, people. We're so close to 800. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Botman's decent, but he said he's not leaving Leo in it, really. So there's that one flipped on his head. Is there any other Arsenal transfer news? Hopefully, like I said, man, want to see some departures, really and truly. Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign him. He made 36, so he's barely injured as well, man. If we just go through this again, folks, just in terms of a timestamp, just because it's pretty. Sorry, people. Yeah, like you can see, to recap, if those are some of you are coming back in right now, Sky Sports has said Arsenal are in advanced talks with Brighton over the signing of Ben White. Sky Sports News reported Arsenal had a 40 million bid rejected last week, and discussions are continuing over a deal that could be worth in excess of 50 million. So again, Sky Sports, Athletic, and obviously my man Aiden, they're all saying different things. He said the bid's been accepted. Obviously, I'm gonna go with him and the Athletic because them man there said it first. Everyone else is probably adding their own little spin. You know, when you're in school and your mate gives you your homework and you have to change it up and remix a couple words and sentences. I think this is what Sky Sports are doing. Personal terms are not expected to be a problem as all parties are hopeful a deal can be completed. White, who is predominantly a centre-back, can also provide cover in midfield. He made 36 Premier League appearances for Brighton last season after spending the season prior to that at Leeds. He impressed as Brighton survived relegation and finished 16th in the Premier League with a joint best defence in the bottom half of the league as they conceded 46 goals. I'm going to stop right there, people, because for me, big up Ben White. All I hear is good things. I think he's got potential. He can't control his price tag. Whether Arteta helps him realize his potential is another thing. But this is the thing. If it goes tits up, you can't expect him to change the defense. He is not the single reason that Brighton, like some of you have been kind of harsh to him and said he's not even the best defender at Brighton. Brighton have a unit to defend. Same way we're third for clean sheets and we've improved defensively. We need to up that because we can't sit here and go, oh, he's in the joint best defense in the bottom half of the league. They conceded 46 goals and think he's going to change anything. You know, he can only be as good as the system. You know, Ben White can only, sorry, I'm so excited. Ben White can only be as good as Arteta's system. That's what I would say, folks. But going back to this, you know, we can't just look at that and say that, well, they've conceded 46 goals, he's going to do a madness. It's like expecting Thomas Partey just because he's been part of that Atletico thing to lock it down. We all know he earned his first cap in May, call up in May. He's been in the provisional squad in the Euros. Injury meant he was called up. Maybe, ironically, if Trent never got injured, he'd probably be an Arsenal player by now. You might maybe see more progress. Apparently, Arsenal are meanwhile in talks with Roma over the sale of Xhaka, you know, who's still in the Euros. You know, you'd have Xhaka, Mavropanos is loan with an option to buy, but Xhaka, Mavropanos leaving, Guendouzi, Torreira, surely them and they have to follow suit. There's still a small gap in valuation with what it said in Xhaka, and it's spoken about Guendouzi. Apparently, Arsenal are also in positive talks with Anderlecht over the signing of midfielder Albert Sambi Lokonga. Now, obviously, we need to be a bit more, you know, we need to allow time for these things to be done and the rest of it. And one has to wonder how stretched is Arsenal's resources because you're hearing Xhaka's close, Lokonga's close, White is close. Obviously, you can do this all over the phone and that, but our resources everywhere and only you know, a lot of people can probably be involved in it in the team, but I'm pretty sure Edu, these guys, these are the signatures that need to be on paper. These are the I's that need to be dotted and T's that need to be crossed. So maybe this is why when you're trying to do a lot, this is why it might not appear that there's a lot of motion. I always tell you, look, when silence is there, it should be golden. So yeah, apparently a fee is yet to be agreed in relation to the Belgium under-21 international. Spoken about a knock-on effect, people. A couple of players at Arsenal could be affected. Mavropanos, well, he's gone to Stuttgart now already. The other player who could be impacted is Saliba, who joined from St. Etienne in the summer of 2019. We know he's went out on loan, but apparently my information is that by the time preseason starts, Saliba would have had talks with Arsenal hierarchy to discuss whether it's best to remain at the club next season, to go out on loan, or to move permanently out of Arsenal. I don't think we want to sell him. I don't think Saliba wants to leave, but I just think he's open to leaving because he feels like he's been brought here under false pretenses. And, you know, obviously the structure has changed since he was brought in. You know, there's different people at the club at all levels. If White joins, there will be quite a lot of players in front of him, so there'll be discussions over how best to serve the player. He could move down the pecking order. Ramsdale interest suggests defensive priority. Well, bro, we ain't got a keeper, man. As you lot know, Arsenal had the first best defensive record in the Premier League, conceding just 39 goals across 36 games. But apparently, we're interested in Ramsdale. So it's gone. We do look light at centre back. Hopefully Saliba's there. I'm not gonna. Let's not. You know, Ramsdale. If it happens, isn't it, people? But it is what it is. So there's that. Put that 3-9. Is what it is, people. It's sounding promising. Sounding promising. Where are we at in terms of likes? Are we at 800 yet? Massive. Pause. Hey, let's move towards 900 now, man. That's amazing, people. Whether I'll be here for 900 is a madness. Saliba is ahead of him right now, man. And this is what I mean about the record is doing too much because, you know, 13 losses. There's way too much being done. White's age is also a good factor, good resale value if he turns into a good centre-back. I'd rather have Maddison for the same reason as he's younger and good value for the future. Smash the like button, people. Boom, 800 likes. Up the likes, people, and subscribe the new viewers. Ben White is good, but isn't worth 50 million. Can't even get into the England team. Technically, he can. He's in the squad. White is a baller. We play out the back and get caught out, and White can do bits when the ball is passed to him. Teams around us are looking at players like Sancho and Grealish. If we want to stay as a big six club, we need to sign these top quality players. Lewis Dunk is the best defender at Brighton, though. Remixing the homework, don't kill me. That journalism in a nutshell nowadays. That's all they do. They all spin it, all say it's exclusives, all of that tosh. DG, apologies, I'm late, bro. Better late than never. Trust me, man. You don't ever apologize for doing what you're doing in your life, man. I don't think you have heard me. You said, DG, I hear you about being the right kind of Premier League proven talent. I think you're referring to age, but playing devil's advocate, you could also say someone like Willian has won the title. That's why it's the wrong one. He's been around the block. Does he want to be part of a rebuilding job? He's been shaky at best. Half the time he's excelled for Chelsea, really excelled and been their player of the season. Their season's been woeful. A blind man could see it didn't make sense to sign Willian. So it isn't quite the same. But I hear you. And that's kind of what I said. Is this proof we have the 25 million speculated? Unless anyone has got Arteta's number or Kroenke's number and they show you what's in the wages, I don't know, man. I hope we can get Saliba. I wouldn't bet anything on it. I don't want Ramsdale, but I want Runnison playing even less, Charles. Charles. I hear you 100% on that one, my guy. Trust me. Ben White is quality. Him and Gabriel can form a formidable partnership. My guy, check my last live stream. I've spoken about the Euros and all of those sort of things, man. But I can't lie, people. I've been here for an hour and 41 minutes. I've answered all the questions. We've spoken about everything. It's been fantastic, but all good things have to come to an end, people. I'm going to lock it there, man. That was the third and final live stream from myself. Good news is tomorrow I'll probably be live again. I don't know what we'll speak about at 11:30, but there might be something there. Obviously, for the members, then for everyone really, but for the members in particular, it's Q&A day, people. So obviously, make sure you're on the ball with that. I'm going to drop another link. I see there's 5 likes already. Make sure you set a reminder of that one. So yeah, man. See you lot in a piece, man. See you lot tomorrow. And that the engagement's been crazy. 800 likes has been amazing. It's been a quality discussion with you guys. You know, we'll do this more off the cuff when we can, obviously. Please make sure you continue to hit the like button. Shout out to everyone who has hit the like button, everybody who pushed that one there. Obviously, if you're just tuning back in, scroll the way back, man. On that note, though, I'm out.